For most people, the holiday season is a time to decorate trees, wrap presents, and dress up for festive gatherings. But for some people, the season and the long winter months that follow bring about a feeling of despair, sadness, and anxiety.
So with some of the holidays coming up, like I had mentioned, a lot of people will be looking forward to family gatherings or be invited to family gatherings, and it can be extremely difficult, if they are already experiencing depression or struggling with various losses in their lives. It can just be another reminder that, I have to go on another year with these struggles that I have, and especially in the North Country with the weather that we have. So for many people, with the cloudiness, the dreariness, and the short days, our mood is directly affected by that. And so for a lot of people, it's with the cold as well, it's just easier to stay inside, which can contribute to the isolation, to some of the depressed feelings, to feeling less connected to other people, and your thoughts start to swirl, and then you start to really kind of ruminate on different ideas or topics or losses that you've had, which can also then kind of contribute to anxiety, or can contribute to even, worsening depression, which ultimately can lead for some people to thoughts of what's the point.
Feelings of depression left unchecked can sometimes lead to thoughts of suicide. If you suspect a loved one is emotionally in this place, you should consider these warning signs.
Some of the warning signs could be isolating, not doing activities that they used to like doing before. They're threatening to hurt or kill themselves. There's also talking and writing about death, dying, and suicide, increasing alcohol and drug use. There's also withdrawing from friends, family, and society, having a dramatic change in mood, sleeping all the time, or not being able to sleep, and giving away prized possessions.
Fortunately, there are ways to handle holiday stress and the depression that may set in.
A huge coping strategy for people is distracting themselves, getting themselves immersed back in social settings. So finding different ways to get your mind off whatever it is that's depressing you or causing the anxiety, being able to immerse yourself in positive, uplifting activities and people. For some people, coping strategies can be as simple as music, upbeat, positive music to put on to change your spirit. Being able to call a friend, being able to let your friends know what's going on, which sometimes they can check in randomly, and that can be enough to pull people out of a funk or a mental state that they're in. Coping skills can be anything that helps you to feel positive or uplifted. For the people that we work with in mental health, when they're struggling with suicidal thoughts, we do something called a safety plan. And that's one whole section on there is coping skills or strategies that I can use should I have these thoughts again. Anything like that we feel is a natural stress relief that's going to help us to feel, I'm okay, like I can get through this. That's what we encourage.
If you're concerned that a person is experiencing depression or depression-like symptoms, it's important to address feelings of loneliness, and sometimes a more direct conversation needs to happen.
A huge part of this disorder or illness is people feeling alone and feeling like nobody understands and losing motivation to do things they used to do. So a huge piece that families can keep in place for them is helping them to feel connected. Even if they're pushing away or isolating, still reaching out. And part of what happens with depression and depression-like symptoms is it can lead to suicidal thoughts. And when it gets to that point, most people, if not all, are experiencing the thoughts of nobody cares. What's the point? People do better off without me. If you're having concerns or that somebody might be suicidal or are getting to that point where they're feeling that down and depressed that they're thinking of ending their life by suicide, ask them.